Welcome everyone! We are the Grin Brothers, and we're continuing our playthrough of apparently Little Nightmares 2. I'm quite sure the magical powers came from. I mean, there was always magic before, but like, you know,
the pink
Mono,
now.
you know, just from watching TV a few times.
He did go into the TV.
That is true. Because he was hopelessly addicted to TV.
Mm.
There's sound coming from the TV, right? The laptop's been a bit noisy lately, so starting to get a little bit tuckered out from it seems. Oh,
Right.
the hallway, okay. Wait, so inside this thing is like water? Because like it looks like, you know, you've got a sort of gravity to you.
It feels like it.
Mm.
I don't think it's actually.
The ominous pink glow. Oh, Mo! It's a Rage Raid house!
So that looked like a holy hand grenade at first.
Careful, you'll have to fire a Rage Raid monster! Little Nightmares crossover with Monster Hunter.
Guess I'll just keep walking forward. Not as much. Well, that's just rude, isn't it? Oh, the triangle with the eye. That's above that door. That was a thing that appeared a lot in the first game, wasn't it?
Yeah, don't think they ever gave any explanation for that. I think that's
No.
just like a motif the developers like to use.
Well, it's in their logo.
Oh no,
isn't it?
we're in Sky's house!
Oh. That explains why they kidnapped the underage.
It's horrible.
Yeah. It really
It's rather unsurprising that, you know, Nintendo aren't supporting Eva officially.
Yeah, I wouldn't support the competitive Smash players. Alright. What if I...
Just kind of sounded like you hit your head against a brick wall there.
Yeah. Well,
That is a thing. Still not sure how all of this connects together. Or why you leave the nice comfort of a woods with food for Puppet Land.
oh, what if I...
Do that, apparently?
do this? Where am I?
You're trying to close the door then?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just supposed to repeatedly go through it. So you only went, you know, back first, so go through there, then go forward and go through there again. And then
That's a
again.
new sound effect.
Then again.
Sounds like I'm dying.
And again.
Now it's repeating sound effects.
Okay, maybe do it the opposite way around.
I've tried pulling it. There's got to be some sort of puzzle here.
Let's try again. I know, it's like that M. Night Shyamalan movie. What if we go through it backwards? Oh, did you know Pitch Meeting now they have their own channel?
No.
They've got their own channel now.
I didn't realise it wasn't there.
No, it was part of Screen Rant.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know.
Now they've spun off to have their own channel, which I think is a problem for Screen Rant because most people would subscribe to Screen Rant at this point just for Pitch Meeting. Because Screen Rant mostly, like a lot of their other content was like, you know, just movie trailer analysis or top 10 things you didn't know about such. They're the ones who did the video on I remember mentioning it well, you know, top 10 costumes that aren't accurate to the comics.
Yeah.
And the only one, like, I remember that because I think that was one of the minis I recently had that mentioned that because, you know, the only one who's, you know, I felt like had a fair excuse was like how Thor's helmet kept falling off, but he was originally supposed to wear the helmet.
Yeah.
So, but they said, well, it keeps falling off, so let's just say it's a ceremonial thing.
Yeah. Well, you know what time it is.
Should I do a interruption woo thing?
It shouldn't take me long to get Google up. Thank you, IGN, for literally carrying half of this.
Oh, I tried crossing it out with a yellow pen, that's why nothing's working there. I was thinking, I've still got my topics to talk about. I was like, no, wait, that was a yellow pen. Something I quite like is that, and it's apparently it's a collective trauma that anyone who's played Sonic 3 has had, because I've seen people on the internet talk about it, and I saw this brilliant video by Johnny something talk about it. The Barrel of Doom is actually it's literally referred to and does get mentioned in official Sonic products now, because it ended up being mentioned in the Lego Sonic game.
Hold on a second.
Is it sound based?
Yeah. You have to listen to the music.
Oh, okay. What's the cue? When it starts playing, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically. So.
That one.
I mean, okay, there's literally not another door, so.
And the music's playing. What was I talking about again? Oh, Barrel Doom. Because like the Lego Dimensions Sonic game, which was made by Traveller Tales, which is why actually it's a shame that a lot of people will never have played that sort of thing, because apparently it's really good. Because Traveller Tales know what they're doing with Sonic, because they're experienced with Sonic. They made Sonic 3D last, for instance, and Sonic R. It's actually to the point where I think a lot of people think to themselves, "Huh, why didn't Traveller Tales just make the 3D Sonic game for the Sega Saturn?" But it was probably like an issue of Sega Japan sort of thing. That and Sonic R was given very little time to be made.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This door. Bit inconvenient to have audio-based puzzles when we're trying to... Oh, wait. I think I have to...
Open that door that way and then go through. I think you'll have to push it, go through it.
Oh, no.
And then
There
go.
we go.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, because like Sonic R.
Now. This one
was given very little time to make. It just happens that they had a racing game they were working on at the same time.
Yeah.
So they basically had time to make the Sonic models sort of thing and then just throw it into their racing game they'd already planned. Because I think Sonic R was made in like 9 months sort of thing. Very quick turnaround on it.
She tell you what.
That one. You're just going to stand right by it in front of it? Okay.
That way you can keep talking.
But yeah, like, the Barrel of Doom is in reference to Sonic 3's hellish Casino Night Zone, well, Carnival Zone, which never made any sense because it doesn't fit in with Angel Island at all.
No.
It's just completely out of place. And the Barrel of Doom is the fact that no one knew how to work the barrels, the drums, in Sonic 3, so people would often game over as they get stuck. In particular on this one drum, where you have to be able to push down in order to get through. As it turns out, the trick, because like I've done it before, but I never figured out the trick. So, you know, you just happen to be by happen chance.
Yeah.
It's not a button press. Like, a lot of people expect it to be based off button press physics. No, it's down on the D-pad.
Ah.
You just press up and down on the D-pad. But it's not something that comes naturally to the game.
Cross over here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so the Barrel of Doom ended up being a recurring internet joke sort of thing. And it got to the point where, you know, Sega have actually released like mugs with like the mugs done in the style of like the Barrel of Doom, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, they actually reference it in the Sonic Lego Dimensions of Omochao, saying that these this ancient civilization referred to these as the Barrels of Doom.
Oof.
That door.
I watched a TAS speed run of City Escape, I'm pretty sure it was. And like TAS speed runs are insane because they're literally like designed to be basically impossible for a human to achieve.
Yeah.
Top comment was, "Wow, I'm glad that even in a TAS speedrun, optimal routing involves punching Omochao in the face."
Yeah, it does feel like we're underwater. You thought you could escape Subnautica. Well, you're wrong.
I think it's just...
Yeah, it sounds like... I think the music puzzle might have stopped. Oh no. There we go. The last bit of the music puzzle.
Oh.
Oh, a giant 6?
Hey, that's like the music box she was playing with at the beginning.
Oh. So now we see teenage 6, or adult 6. She got big. To be fair, everyone gets big. Because all the children are really tiny, but... So, no questions? You found your wife is now giant? I know it's some people's appeal. You reckon we can get Alice Rabbit back in the comment section again?
Okay.
So, is it a specific toy that we have to give, sort of try to present instead?
I would assume so. Oh! I forgot that was a mechanic. She's seen better days, hasn't she?
Yeah, her arm's a little bit messed up. But to be fair, compared to how a lot of the adults look sort of thing, she's doing better than most. I mean, we haven't seen her face, but, it's not like any...
Oh.
So I guess we travel through. Oh, break the music box.
Isn't that just going to upset her, though? I need to put my glasses back on. Yeah, she didn't seem happy with that.
Is our final boss a giant 6? This was your brilliant idea? Yeah, our final boss seems to be a giant 6.
Okay.
Which, given she, has demonic powers, I don't think that was a smart idea.
I mean, so do we.
Yeah. This really will be the Asura's Wrath ending.
Crouch.
It's quite impressive how the raincoat's been able to grow.
Yeah.
We did it! What have we accomplished? I'm not sure. I mean, that's kind of the problem of having some of these games like this sort of thing.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, like you only really learn the plot when you read up it on a Wikipedia article where someone's done an analysis or an analysis of video. It's not quite, it's not quite as intuitive as people think, sort of as a storytelling method.
I'm just confused.
Because there's a difference between, because there's no dialogue, information to read the lore. You learn most of this lore via developer interview sort of thing. So it's basically a boss battle where you have to take phases to destroy the music box.
Seems that way, yeah.
Not quite sure what this, aside from it being in the start of the game, I'm not sure what it's got to do with this tower or anything sort of thing. There's a lot that's missing.
I assume...
I will admit, I did know of 2 spoiler informations regarding... I'm not sure what to quite have any here, but I knew 2 spoiler informations regarding how the world of the game, I guess, in a sense, maybe keep cooling.
Yeah, I'm doing it as often as I can.
Maybe the secret to winning is hand-holding. Or axes. I guess it's axes. It's going to be heartwarming like hand-holding. No, turns out it's axes.
Okay. So.
Oh. This is what he slid through. And that's what would I happen if I angered my giant waifu.
Pick up the axe. Oh, okay.
That call doesn't sound great. Ah!
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening.
Also, yeah, how do these characters figure this out? Ah, she's turned into a... She's aged up dramatically in the 5 seconds I last saw her. The only solution is to smash this music box with an axe. How do you come to that conclusion?
I feel like there might be a... Do you know if this game's got more than one ending?
I don't know.
Because it feels like the kind of thing where you could just attack 6 instead. Maybe, like at the beginning instead of hitting.
I do know of two. Well, one's not really too much of a spoiler, I guess. It came up when I looked up what Mono's name was.
Mono.
Yeah. Because I couldn't remember his name, so I typed that in. And it's not too much of a spoiler, I guess. This isn't a sequel.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel. That's why 6 doesn't have demonic powers.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't come across as obvious because it's called number 2, not, number 0.
Yeah.
People really got to stop doing sequels and just labelling them as the sequel. Oh.
That was kind of funny, to be honest. Come on.
And then you dip down first. Oh, no. Ooh, close call. Is this the last phase, or will there be one more? It seems like the last phase. Oh, no.
3 is the magic number in boss fights.
You'll have to jump on me 8 times! No! That still doesn't explain what 6 was doing in that random house. Not even really a call, just... So it's like you're causing a pain, so is this really the solution? Seems very odd. Although she looks smaller now.
Yeah. Yeah, she's...
Oh, we're in a living being now.
Yes.
That was my favourite music box! Just starts beating you. You've done like a cut, QTE fist fight.
Oh, we're going this way.
Why is the building alive? This has also not got an explanation. Oh, eyes.
Yeah, I saw the eyes.
Well, 6 can still run, can't she?
Dude, you squished yourself.
Apparently she's lost no energy from all this, has she?
Doesn't seem to have, no.
Nah.
I think she'd be a bit more worn out.
Oh, you got up, kind of. How are you able to do this so well? I have great depth perception.
Yeah, I don't. Why is it gone in slow-mo? Thank you.
You destroyed my music box. Just drops you. Oh, she does.
But why?
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense. I figured the events of Little Nightmares 1 caused 6 to become
evil
sort of thing, but you may have survived.
I can see it pulsating.
I'm a little annoyed that this is, when I did look up that this was a prequel rather than a sequel.
Yeah. Seems a bit odd.
Yeah. Because I felt like Little Nightmares 1, in a weird sense, did a good job of explaining things with, my wife who betrayed me! I'm going to lock myself in a room and never go out anymore. Now only fictional characters my wife is.
Unlocked fedora hat.
The women just didn't appreciate my niceness.
A chair.
You're king of the flesh house, I guess.
Oh, I can't do anything at the moment. You can use your powers that you have?
Might be a good idea. Oh. To think a game where you held someone's hand throughout most of it and they'd reject you. Maybe he's like, such a good hand. Oh, God. Oh wow, he's even grown up now. He really did become just like a neat living in his house all day.
Yeah, what's...
I think this will be the other thing that I got spoiled on from a comic.
He were gonna become one of the monsters?
I'm assuming he's like changing much like Six did when in the place.
No, currently he looks like just a dude. Doesn't even look that weird. Very
sure,
tall.
he looks just like a toad.
A very tall man. It's kind of hard to tell when he's just a silhouette. And he's not very... Sitting very... Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's what I got spoiled on.
Where do you get these clothes from?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of, there's a lot of clothes lying about with no one wearing them.
I guess.
No explanation of what the building was, though. I mean, that's all going to be stuff I have to look up. Because I've got to be honest, the ferry mill is not doing well for me here.
That doesn't explain anything.
Well...
Especially as a prequel, because it's got no...
Yeah. The thing I can say is that, as you can see from how he turned out, he is the Slender Man Michael Jackson cosplayer.
Yeah.
And he time travels to stop himself from being a simp. Is basically the comic I saw.
Okay.
I got spoiled on. Wherein I saw... I noted it when I actually saw the guy first time. It's like, that's what the comic was referring to. Wherein it was a case that Mono goes, people could call me a simp. I'm not a simp. And you got the guy appears and like, look, I'm literally your time-traveling future self trying to stop you from being such a simp. You're a simp.
But that was...
I don't think the ending was as impactful as the first game, because this feels a bit out of left field, a lot of the stuff. Like, Six betraying you doesn't make much sense, I feel, compared to the other game where you can understand why Six goes a bit malevolent. But even then, they show, if through your actions you can show that you actually have a bit of humanity to you through saving all the gnomes.
Yeah.
Even though you did eat one.
Yeah.
But it showed that Six did have a humanity to her. Even though she was supposed to be the little nightmare. But this I don't feel quite hits as well.
No, it does.
In terms of like what the basis is of it, because again, there's too much that's not quite explained.
Yeah,
it
just doesn't feel like it connects with anything.
The previous game, you didn't need DLC to explain anything, because like the DLC, for instance, only explained the origins of the gnomes, what they are, sort of thing.
Which you didn't need to know.
Yeah. And it also explained some of the inner workings, underground, underneath the boat, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which you got hints at before with that one shoe level with the person's hand reaching out from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this, I don't think it quite ties as well together. So I guess that's the usual thing. What are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, gameplay-wise, I like it. I don't think it's as good as the first one. Like...
Oh, that's cool. They reference the dogs, office dogs.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I had to look up more because it wasn't as clear to me.
I think the problem is the level isn't quite... The world isn't quite as synergized. Like, the boat setting tied everything in together quite naturally.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the first area doesn't connect at all with the rest of the area, and the area is just a big city sort of thing. And it doesn't quite have that connective thread.
And, like...
Like, TVs and puppets don't really connect so well together.
Yeah, the first game just felt overall more coherent. Even without looking stuff up, you could get an idea of what was going on and the general themes of it.
Yeah.
Whereas,
this one I don't quite get... Yeah, likewise, I don't get the theme.
Yeah, I don't know what the theme or, I guess, even...
I mean, the thing is, they could have actually done really well, if they really hammered in on, like, him putting on the fedora. It's like, my kindness was betrayed, I'm a nice guy now.
Like...
Which, I think, it kind of feels like it's almost a way what they're going with, except it's, like, justifying Mono, feeling betrayed. Because Six just does it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe she was really upset about that music box thing.
But then we don't even know what connection the music box has to it. We don't know why she became a giant monster for that duration.
We don't even know what the tower was, or why was Six locked up in the first place, why Mono saved her in the first place, what he was doing in the woods just watching TV.
Yeah.
Like Six, was a bit more of a thing, they've been kidnapping children on a boat because they like to eat children as a luxury meal. But then the woman likes to turn the children instead into the gnomes instead, as some sort of weird mercy thing. Because the adults don't eat the gnomes at all.
For some reason.
So in a weird sense, what is often believed to be Six Months, but I don't think it's ever been confirmed. I think there was like suggestions that in prototype design for it, was actually, in a twisted sense, saving the kids. That she was supposed to be her main food source. Because she was turning them to gnomes and they weren't approached, none of the adults tried to eat them. They get killed a few times. But yeah, so story-wise it's a bit of a mess, I'd say, but how do you feel about the rest of thing?
Gameplay-wise it's fine. Yeah, again, some of the puzzles seemed a bit more... I guess maybe it was just, like, general lighting or something, like, I couldn't see the solution half the time.
I think Six's AI is very good, though.
Yeah, Six is incredibly helpful, but when you don't have her to kind of help you with things, like, it's very easy for important puzzle sets to just blend in, or like be in such a position where you're not likely, like entering the school, why is it off in that top corner? Like, you have to actively go very close there to see it.
Yeah. And the combat, because there was a surprising amount of that, which it even tied into the final encounter, which I wasn't expecting.
Like, it's fine, I just struggle a bit with depth perception, but honestly it's not that. It kind of reminds me what I imagine Silent Hill combat feels like, intentionally clunky.
I think this particularly works well because you are a child sort of thing. Like, Silent Hill is like you are a full-grown adult sort of like doing that sort of stuff, but I think it makes even more sense in this sort of kind of setting, in that you are a child with the weapons often being twice your size.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously going to be more Little Nightmares games because Namco Bandai seem to really like it, and want to actually push and promote it more as a pillhead sort of thing. No idea if there is going to be DLC for this game because there was DLC for the first game, but it's like it's kind of an interesting thing. Like DLC should never really be kind of almost like a necessary thing. It should really just it should be content sort of to. It's kind of like my issue with Pokemon Sword and Shield with DLC, where it feels almost necessary to have some of it.
Yeah. To
really flesh out the experience.
It shouldn't be essential. It should
just really
add a bit of extra flavour.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently in the secret ending...
There's a secret ending? How do you get that?
I assume you have to collect all the... thingies. The... dead people.
The glitches?
Yeah. But
so spoilers for the secret ending here.
Yeah,
okay.
It just shows Six looking at a drawing of the ship from the first game, and then her stomach starts to rumble, and that's it.
That doesn't tell us anything really. Like, whilst I believe that the comic said that Six actually did travel to the boat, sort of thing.
Yeah. She
wasn't kidnapped for it, but because I remember, Six was from the boat. She left and then she came back because there's the prequel comic, which is after this game now, has them talking about what the world outside is like. And Six remembers this big city with a bunch of giant people and her being like up to their sort of foot of shoe size, and says the place she got to wasn't much better than where she was, sort of thing.
Yeah. Apparently it's supposed to...
But it's strange, we never really got that scene of, being amongst, properly amongst the giants sort of thing, sort of like sneaking between their footsteps, because I thought that would be a scene you'd see in this game, where, people are stomping around and you have to, like, weave home between their feet.
Yeah.
Although their obsession with the TV and being transfixed by it might be a reference to it.
Maybe?
But there's only one area, and it looks like the woods area was, although, Six was captured, was a much better place, sort of thing, because, you could get food from the animals, sort of thing. Weird sounds.
Very weird sounds.
I think the problem is that, what was it? It's, was it Jesse Cox who said it? About, when your characters always suffer.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I don't remember what it was referring to. But when your characters always suffer, it's hard to root for them. But it's like, doesn't seem to be a bright spot in this world, so it's hard to root for,
yeah, it's like...
be interested in the world itself if everything is terrible. But it's like with a horror game, usually it's a case that, can be a better tomorrow sort of thing. It's why, to me, a bad ending in a horror thing doesn't make much sense. Unless you've shown, unless you have the option to get a good ending, or you've shown, that there was a better world beforehand. But in this case, we've never seen the better world.
No.
So I think it's, if they don't sort of try to address this as it goes, it'll start to lose its luster, sort of thing. But I mean, I did like that it got itself a sequel, because I do think it's a really nice concept, taking the Little Big Planet platforming and turning it into a horror game, because that is basically what Little Nightmares is. Taking that same sort of platforming style.
Yeah.
And it's a much more concise game, even though I feel in this case it feels like it needed more stuff to properly explain, or need better way of conveying its information to explain what's happening. Why do you need an esports manager for Little Nightmares 2?
Don't question.
Well, we had to remove the Blizzard event, so here's Little Nightmare 2 esports!
Oh, I didn't realise there was already DLC for this game.
There's already DLC?
Apparently.
Oh.
Didn't know about that.
I didn't know anything about DLC for this game either.
Apparently one of the new players a gnome.
Oh. Well, in this case, we didn't play the DLC for Little Nightmares 1, so I'm not sure we'd do the same for 2 either.
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out the whole storyline thing. They didn't quite explain how, Mono's powers don't seem to make quite as much sense as Six, who only got her powers after eating people, and eating a demonic entity.
Yeah.
Also, where did Mono's time travelling come from?
Yeah, it just raises more questions. Like, 6 literally had no reason to let Mono go.
Mm.
Like, we know in Little Nightmares 1, 6 is arguably a bit selfish.
Mm.
But
like, you can do things to make it come across as she's still kept her humanity through saving the gnomes.
Yeah, so like...
Why? To be fair, she was killing a bunch of people who was trying to eat her.
Yeah. Like, it just... I don't know, it just doesn't make sense.
You never saw him. The prequel comic did show that there was a bunch of other kids who were on the ship.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they are the delicacy.
It would have made more sense if Mono just fell.
Mm.
And chose to sit there and wait to see if 6 would come back for him.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like a twist for the sake of having a twist.
Yeah. I mean, you already had the twist in having 6 be your final boss battle anyway.
And also, Mono becoming the Fin Man.
Yeah. And
which could have still happened.
The only way I could even understand... Like, the thing is, it seemed like that room aged you quicker sort of thing. So it might not even have been that long. So for all we know, Little Nightmares, if it does free, could have basically a demonic 6 verse TV channeling Mono. It really will become a Asura's Wrath!
Which would also be confusing, because we know that Fin Man, as he's called, wouldn't die in that fight, because he travels back in time to stop himself from becoming the Fin Man, and fails.
Well, there's no suggestion that he did die, because he just kind of glitched out much like the glitches.
True.
Also, it means he killed a lot of people with the glitches. Or maybe the glitches were all you. This is your previous deaths. Not the credits I was expecting for a small game made by what I thought was a small studio. There's a surprisingly large amount. Oh, to be fair, localization isn't really part of the team per se. It's another team to assist. So
I mean, ultimately, I'm glad they're willing to do more with Little Nightmares as like a thing.
Yeah.
I just feel
at least you got more luck of that than me of Gravity Rush.
Well, yeah.
Which is
even having tried to look stuff up, I'm still left with more questions than answers.
Yeah. Powered by Wise. They're still using that engine from 2006. Which is impressive.
Necessarily a good thing. Because it's kind of left me, rather than feeling like this is a complete package, now I'm like, there was a complete package and you've added more that's made it less coherent.
Because Little Nightmares 1 as its own could stand as a standalone game without any issue, but now it feels like you need another game to be able to actually explain everything.
To explain, this.
Or even, rather than just that one prequel comic sort of thing, actually a full-on comic series to get over the information.
Yeah, because I don't know, it just doesn't... It doesn't make sense to me. But I enjoyed the game.
Well, that's good.
You?
I didn't play the game, but...
Yeah, I know, but did you like watching it?
It was pretty entertaining watching it, yeah. Editing has been pretty fun, playing the... Although I've got to say, that one sequence of you and the puppets and the bucket girl, I was going to get sick and tired of that. That's a lot of... The Death Cow was taking me ages. I've been here editing this... I've only hit the 3-minute mark, and it's been 10 minutes, and it's been like 15 minutes... And I got to like the 8-minute mark, and it's like, finally, all the death cannon for this scene is done. And it was like almost over half an hour of me editing, just making sure I've put that.
Yeah. But to be fair, it was funny to watch.
It was pretty entertaining, yes. It was a very wholesome game with a twist that I felt wasn't necessary at the end.
Yeah.
I already like the twist of you having to fight 6 as your boss battle. But like, there's so much that's left to explain, particularly like mainly what you're doing at the start and everything after. Like 6 is like being trapped on the boat sort of thing made sense. It's survival. But there's you're journeying somewhere, but it never made any sense.
Yeah, like why are you trying to... Until 6 gets kidnapped.
Until 6 gets kidnapped, there was no motivation.
Yeah.
There's nothing to prompt you or anything.
It doesn't really make sense why you're having a journey until halfway through the game.
And there's a lot of monstrous aesthetic for the sake of monstrous aesthetic, I feel.
Yeah.
But I did kind of like the idea with the sixth thing, and then with you, that the little, the children, the adults can be slightly more normal looking, but a lot of them are just monstrous because I feel that's almost how they're visualizing them.
Yeah.
Less so than what they are.
Potentially.
Yeah, as in so. I mean, Nimona and Six look like the most normal of adults, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But even then, they, do look ridiculously big, because, ironically, this is a story that Akira's had, the idea of, small people, big people sort of thing.
Yeah.
But no in between.
You are small or you are big.
Mm. But there's a lot that needs to be explained.
Yeah. And as far as I'm aware, there aren't any comics for this one, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We hope you enjoy this playthrough. We got a playthrough of the first Little Nightmares. If you want to check that out, I'll have probably done an iLink to that before. And hope you'll look forward to the next playthrough.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe to see whatever the hell we play next, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and I hope you also enjoyed the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday upload schedule that we've done here.
Oh yeah, we're changing now.
Yeah, so make it a bit easier whilst you've got a full-time job, and whilst I may get a job or full-time job.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully. I'll get a job.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But, for now...
Cheerio!
Bye.